Marshals are in position, drivers ready. I'll call you by names. Chris Gilliland, Lee Conley, Steve Gilliland, Jeff Lator, Dan Lilly, Riley Becker, Jared Tinnin, Frank P., and Yury. We're rolling here in the middle heat of the stock short course. 3 heats deep this weekend in stock short course. Lee Conley opens with a 17.6. 17.5 for Jared Tinnin. Excuse me, Riley Becker. Jared Tinnin with the 17.2 that popped up right after it. Good opening laps from those guys. Race number 2 underway. Race number 3 should be making their way to Tech right now, and race 4 should be thinking about it. Check your resorts. We did resort between rounds 3 and 4. Check the sheets. Check your heats. Toppers is here for someone else. Lee Conley setting his hot lap. Chris Gilliland doing the same. Conley, Gilliland of the Chris, then Frank P., then Gilliland of the Steve. 1 down, 4 minutes to go. Very, very early on in this one. Your leader, Lee Conley, coming down the backstretch right now. The blue and the white with the flames through the sweeper. Back to the infield. Rough lap there for Lee. We're going to have the Gilliland battle starting to form up front. As soon as I say it, Chris gets some announcer's curse. He's going to hand it back to Steve, possibly. Going to be very, very close. Top 3 trucks coming down the backstretch right now. We'll reset them here. So it's going to be Steve Gilliland on point, then Lee Conley, then Chris Gilliland. So the green, the orange, the white, then the blue with the flames, and then the red, yellow, black trucks. Top 3, Riley Becker in the orange and blue, working his way through that center section now, hanging on to that 4th spot. Jeff Lator in the white and yellow, hanging on to the 5. But we are chasing Steve Gilliland. Steve in front of the driver's stand, that orange, green, white. Looks to be a Proline Flowtech body, always good. Gets it on the side, flips it right back onto the wheels. 2 down, 3 to go. A little bobble there by Steve. Going to hand it back to Lee Conley for this time. Lee working that center triple, the blue and the white with the flames again. He's got 1 second now coverage to Steve Gilliland. Riley Becker sneaking into this fight. He's just a 1.5 seconds off now. Lee, that was your hot lap of the race. 17-2, the hot lap of the race. Still belongs to Jared Tinnin from the 6th slot. Your leader working that right-hand side over the baby double. Headed to the corner table and down the straight again. 18-4 there for Lee. Gave up a couple of tenths. He's still on a fast 17-lap pace. Jared Tinnin continues to chip away. He's up to the 3rd spot now. Right there with Riley Becker just behind Steve Gilliland. So it's Conley, Steve Gilliland, Jared Tinnin, Riley Becker, Jeff Lator, Frank P., Yury, Chris Gilliland, and Dan Lilly. 3:10 in, a long, long way to go in this one. Lots of quick trucks out there. The quickest of them all still Lee Conley. Down the stretch through the sweeper for Conley, 17-4, another solid one. Steve Gilliland going to try to hunt him down. Rough lap there for Steve, going to give Tinnin the 2nd spot now. Jared Tinnin working his way up to that 2nd spot. He's got hot lap and a quick truck and a 1.5 seconds to make up. Watch it off the corner table. It'll clear up by the time you guys get there. 1:20 to go. Lee Conley going to have to hang on. Here comes Jared Tinnin. 0.9 of a second he took out of Lee Conley on the last lap. Lee going to have to snug it up a little bit. Lee down the straight across the line. Back on pace there for Lee Conley. Good lap there. Here comes Tinnin in that bright-colored machine. 17-4. He's going to take another 10th back. That's going to leave him 7 more tenths and just under a minute to do it. Your leader off that corner table down the straightaway, it's Lee Conley. 17 and an 01. They're starting to get into range of that 18-lap pace. Here comes that second-place truck. The blue and pink with the silver of Jared Tinnin. Steve Gilliland working his way back up to the 3. He's fighting Riley Becker for it. Then we got Jeff Lator, Chris Gilliland, Yury, Dan, and Frank P. Lee Conley driving through the smoke around the keyhole. Hangs on to the lead. Gave up a few tenths, though. Now Tinnin takes the point. Tinnin now 2 tenths up to Conley. Our new leader working through that center triple section. Right behind Steve Gilliland. Down the straight across the line with a few seconds remaining. Tinnin takes over. Time is about to expire. The race definitely not. Keep going until I tell you to. Everybody keep going. Everybody keep going. Lots of good runs out there. Lee Conley, you're done. Dan Lilly, keep going. Keep going, Yury. Steve Gilliland is done. Jared Tinnin is done. Chris Gilliland is done. Frank P. done. Riley Becker done. Jeff Lator done. Looking for Yury and Dan Lilly. Yury and Lilly still racing. And that's a race. Jared Tinnin going to win it by 1/10 of a second to Lee Conley. 17:01.4 to 17:01.5. Steve Gilliland coming home third with his hot lap on the end. He got there 17:05.05. Riley Becker 17:07. Chris Gilliland 17:10. Lator 17:11. Yury 17:15. Dan Lilly 17:16. And Frank P 16:01. Top 7 guys setting the top 7 times with one more to go here in stock short course.